still freezing, and like they've been ready for a long time, so we're really not wanting to fall in today. Oh, we'll swim when we get to there. This is the downside to going later in the day, is the weather's a lot warmer out and it's sunnier, so it's nice, but it does tend to be windier. And I haven't even made out to like the main part of the lake yet.
While camping near Bryson City, I took a short little drive for an adventure on Fontana Lake, which didn't actually exist until the 1940s. As it happens, that's part of the reason for this paddle. Underneath Fontana Lake lies the remains of Proctor, which was an old logging town. While the majority of the town is now underwater, part of it is left above the surface in Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which is where I'm headed now. The plan is to start on the Nantahala National Forest side of Fontana Lake, paddle across it and up Hazel Creek to what's left of the town of Proctor. And if you notice the lake has a bit of a greenish hue, that's due to the old copper mines that are now underwater. So trying to get over here now, and I was hoping to paddle all the way along here, but it looks like not. But there is an access trail, so I think I'm gonna try and set the paddleboard up on that grassy area to paddle past and walk the rest of the way. Should work.
So I'm mildly nervous to leave my paddleboard alone for like probably close to an hour, but I haven't seen anyone else besides the National Park Service boat, so I think it should be alright. But I did grab like my phone, key, my Zolio, which is my emergency responder thing, or emergency messaging thing. So this past like winter, early spring, I was researching places I wanted to paddleboard this summer. So I was mainly looking at lakes, and I was looking at lakes in the general area of the like southeast, and like 4 different lakes that I read about, they're like, oh, they're great to paddle at. Also mentioned like, oh, by the way, there used to be a town at the bottom of this lake, and then they built the dam, and then the town got flooded. That's just kind of crazy to me that at least 4 times of the lakes that I looked up, they deliberately flooded towns where there were people living. I mean, they had the people move, but I'm from the Finger Lakes area of New York, and those lakes just like existed. Obviously they were made at one point, but they're natural lakes, and I'm always surprised about how many man-made lakes there are around here. And Fontana Lake that I've been paddling on is one of them. So we are headed to what is left of the town of Proctor. It's a town that was flooded, and I believe there's one building left. So we're gonna go check that out. And something else that surprised me, not all these were even flooded that long ago. There's one I'll be going to later this summer that like there's still people alive today who remember the town existing. Yeah, as someone who didn't grow up around here, I just find it really interesting.
To be fair, there's very likely people alive today who remember the town of Proctor as well. However, the lake I'm going to later this summer was flooded more recently in 1965.
So that's what it used to look like. There's a map. So that's what I'm gonna go see now. Looks like there might be another one too. Okay, so this trail I'm on now is from the railway. So I'm not actually sure if you're able to go in this house or not. I know there's some in Cable Cove that you can go into. Actually, I think all of the ones in Cable Cove you can go into. So I believe it said this house was built in 1928. Say this was the bathroom. There's a ton of tiger swallowtails out, but they don't stay still long enough to get a picture. Alright, I think I'll go check out the one other building that's still here, and then hurry back to my paddleboard to make sure it's also still here. Imagine that's left over from the old train track. Not quite sure what that was meant to trap, or how long ago it was used. We're actually gonna go the other way. The trail that the map listed isn't on all trails, but there's another one that is, so we're gonna go back across the bridge and follow that. So according to the map that was back there, what's left of the sawmill should be here somewhere. Keep going a little further to see if I just haven't gotten there yet, but I don't know. Alright, I see a bit of building, and there's definitely a slight trail here. So hopefully this is what's left of the sawmill and not some random park building. Yep, I'd definitely say that's ruins. There's a tree that fell across there. A couple of trees fell across. Bunch of supports down there. Bunch of chunks of brick on the ground. Like whole small sections of wall. And whatever part of the building this used to be, there's a giant bee's nest up there. So we're probably not going to get too much closer. Some more ruins. More walls that have fallen. If you weren't specifically looking for that, I feel like there's a good chance you'd miss it. And I could see like a corner of the building, but I was looking through the trees for it. And it's not like an official trail to it, it's like just where some people have walked. Alright, I can see my paddleboard, it's still here. I'm not stranded, so that's great. Possibly have a headwind going both ways. Can you hear all the frogs in the background? I believe it's mating season for them.
Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to be always adventuring.